Yeah, like that.
Captain America ain't got shit on me.
Action!
Welcome back, coming this summer. We're seeing all the movies now, finally, like you guys wanted.
are. I watched the De Niro one, and
We got
swear
so
to
many reviews
fucking
coming.
God, if you don't go see that fucking
I've seen
movie
it 10 times. What do you mean?
after making me sit
What do you
through that
mean?
shit, I will
Don't frank me now. We've
delete
seen
the
all
channel.
The movies.
I'll delete the channel.
So we went and saw The Machine.
The Machine. You got to say it like
Bert
Kreischer.
Kreischer.
I thought it was
Kreischer.
Kirshner. Bert Kreischer.
No, that's Donald Trump's son-in-law, I think is what you're thinking. Jared Kushner. Now that is a movie with a guy in Russia that a bunch of people would pay to see. I didn't realize we were getting political funnies.
That's the other The Machine.
That's really funny.
That's the Machine we didn't see.
So I will say this right off the front.
So stand-up comedian turned actor gets his own movie. Here we are. The Machine. Bert Kreischer is
He's not
The
one
Machine.
of my favorite stand-ups.
No,
I'll be honest.
he's
I
not
don't
my
hate
favorite
him.
stand-up.
I don't hate
No.
him.
The guy's funny.
But I don't think he's like his
He
podcast and
seems
the
almost
podcast stuff he does is way better in my opinion than any of his
stand-up stuff because he's funny on the podcast. But he's not over the top performance funny.
This movie was try hard.
This movie was way too try hard.
There was a good movie in there.
It's
There
like
was a good
it's
movie
like
in there.
if somebody tried to do stand-up during COVID and everybody needed to be on screens.
This movie was written during COVID.
Right.
I bet you $1 billion.
Right. But it just doesn't work because there's no audience. There's nobody to throw it off of. When you're doing stand-up
Every
jokes in a
scene,
movie,
he'd go,
nobody's
Yep.
laughing
Yep.
live, or you're not there to somebody laughs at a joke. Okay, you can't then change the movie to make it more funny after they're laughing.
He's playing for a crowd.
He's playing for a crowd, but you can't do
like
that.
You're live filming
like
the
a
movie
live
in
movie,
front of 40,000
right?
people.
Oh, that joke
Right.
hit. Let's do this one because it'll make them be
Yeah,
laughing
just
even
be-
more.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just because the cameraman laughed doesn't necessarily mean that.
yeah. C stands for cunt.
There's a lot of zingers,
Yeah.
and they didn't hit.
No. I thought the overall plot of the movie was fine.
There's a good movie in there.
Yeah.
I liked the idea of what he was going for.
Well, it's a story. It's based off like what the like one
His super
story
joke that he
everybody
tells.
knows in his stand up where he's like talks about going to Russia and how he like partied with the mob. It's like how much of that is fucking true? You know
right.
what I
Well,
mean?
now the whole thing is true.
Now the whole
right?
thing's
Clearly.
true. Right.
And Mark
Whatever.
Hamill's his father.
Which I'm sure he went to Russia. I'm sure none of this.
He could have partied with a mobster.
Probably
Probably had a drink.
I'm sure none of this
That
happened.
guy you just had 2 drinks with? Yeah. He's a mobster.
Oh, cool.
I'm going to write that into a
Yeah.
stand-up bit.
Yeah, if I didn't know I was drinking with Chevy Chase, and then you go, "That's Chevy Chase." 2-hour movie.
Right. You start telling
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
oh, man, this one time I got blasted with
blasted
Chevy
with
Chase.
Chevy.
Right.
Yeah, I call him Chevy.
Like, there's so much.
No, it was funny. It
And
was
I know
funny.
it's
So
based on him, but if you
Yeah.
replaced him
yeah,
with someone else.
someone else.
Like Kevin James, and I know that's a joke because he does yuck comedy, right?
Yeah.
But like
Paul Blart Mall Cop himself. Yeah.
that's what they were like, hey, do Paul Blart, and he said, no, I want an Oscar.
He's
like the dramatic scenes.
Hold my beer.
He's like full tears, clinching something.
When he's like genuinely,
crying.
when he's like talking about like fucking up because of like his daughter and
Mhm.
how he like, I think that's like pretty genuine.
But it's almost too far.
But it's
the
almost
movie doesn't
pushing
know
it.
where it's.
Yeah.
How serious are we?
I think he could be a good actor if he was an actor. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
There's something.
Yeah, part of the problem was he
there.
was playing himself. So
He's
they
playing
said
himself.
you're playing yourself, but
You
a
don't
fake
need to
version
act.
of yourself.
Yeah, just elevate.
Nick
just
Cage,
elevate.
the Nick Cage movie.
Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
But he's not Nick Cage.
Yeah, he's not Nick Cage, and Nick Cage even hates that movie because he's like, that's not me. I like read books and smoke cigars. What the fuck are you talking about?
I read books.
Yeah. Well, you
I'm
know,
Nick Cage. I read books.
I don't go on. It's not like
I know.
espionage every day for Nick Cage. You
so
know what
funny.
I mean? I read books.
I'm a
Fuck.
book reader. God damn. Okay.
Emphatic book reader.
The story was funny, but it was just like. It was like paint by numbers, and they chose the wrong color
It
for
was
every
by the
number.
numbers, and like he has to remember the story he tells every time he does a stand-up show to like get this MacGuffin because the daughter of this crime family needs the MacGuffin to become the boss of the crime family.
Right.
And so she goes to America to get Bert.
Barrett. Correct, Barrett. Yeah, it reminded me of the Kermit of Constantine in the Kermit movie.
I was like, there was like one time when she says it. There's one time when she says it in the movie, and I'm like, what the fuck? What did she
Barrett.
say? Bear?
Barrett.
Yeah. Do you want a beer? Is there a bear? What? Bert.
Like honestly, the movie felt like
Family Matters.
like a Harold and Kumar movie.
Yeah.
Without the funny.
Without Harold and Kumar.
Like if you replace, it's Harold and Kumar that went to Russia and party with gangster or
like,
mobsters.
it shouldn't have been his dad. It should have just been Mark Hamill.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're just hanging out. He's just at his daughter's birthday.
Like maybe that's his like cousin or uncle or something.
Yeah.
And make it more believable.
Yeah. Not his dad. My God. So him and his dad go to Russia. They got to get the MacGuffin, but he has to remember the story he tells to find where the MacGuffin is. And they go, well, where is it? And he goes, let me think.
And then it's like flashbacks.
And it's flashback.
And that's the strongest part of the movie.
Yeah, but when he does it, he goes, he has
Except
to go,
for the Wayne's World, and he's like, well, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
my
blurry.
It's like my Twitch commercial. Where was I Saturday night at 8
cue the
p.m.?
harp.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is it would shift with this like Wayne's World tone that
Yeah.
you're like, okay.
Yeah.
And then it would shift into, no, bro, this is fucking the Bourne Identity. This is fucking serious, and it's not even a joke.
This shit's-
and people's lives are at stake.
Ready? John Wick 5.
Right?
Yeah.
But hold on, he's gonna light a gun. He's gonna light a cigarette with a gun.
You like that? I thought that was
It's cool,
funniest
but it
scene
goes
in the whole
against
fucking
the entire
movie.
previous scene
Yeah.
so hard.
where they're like having a down to earth moment, and he's like, "Oh, maybe I do impact other people's lives for the better." And
The dad's
I'm not
like,
a total
"Here you
piece
go.
of shit."
Fuck it, gluck gluck gluck. Captain America ain't got shit on
Yeah.
me, and they're like,
And like they're fighting with like the statues. They're like the statues. So a statue breaks, and there's a hammer and sickle because they're in Russia. But the hands
his hand fits the hand.
are like, you know, the Incredible Hulk fists you got as a kid, and they had like the bar in the middle.
That's what it was.
That's what it was, except giant statue hands. And he's like super strong now, and they can just like lift these fucking giant hand fists
so
around
bad.
their hands with a hammer and a fucking sickle to then
No, they
battle
have this
it out.
Ridiculous, like right out of John Wick. Mr.
He gets
the
punched with a
Nobody
steel
movie.
statue hand.
They
He's
are
dead.
like,
He's dead. He's gonna die. That's why I thought they got David Leitch, the dude who did Nobody in John Wick, because
there
that
were
last
scenes
fight.
that felt like
Yeah.
it. But again, that does not work when you're like you were just doing basically Austin Powers or Wayne's World.
When you were just doing a comedy. Now it's an action movie? What happened?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean like people are getting their brains blown out, not in a funny way. Like that one scene was kind of funny, but I mean like there's like
The fist, where he's fisting, he has to...
yeah, that's what I mean. Like
fist
it would
the
jump
neck.
from like
Yeah.
seriously sad to
He's
like,
so warm!
oh, my arm's stuck in their
Yeah.
neck and he's not dying somehow, even though I have his fucking jugular has been
Slit
sliced.
his throat, and he's still walking, and then he gets punched in the
That's what I'm
throat, and his
saying,
arm
it's
gets stuck in. Which it's played for laughs because it's funny, but it's
the tone
scene's
shifts.
not funny.
The shift's not.
Yeah, it's just funny when he's like just screaming about it. You know
There's
what I
a
mean?
movie-
but it's not real. It's not. You know.
I asked you, okay, like Balls of Fury.
Yeah.
That movie missed hard because it wanted to be dodgeball, but it didn't know how to do it. It was like too serious, not serious enough. This is that movie.
Flipping back and forth
It's like,
constantly.
no. Dodgeball was like stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
And it knew it.
Yeah.
It knew it. Like you walk in the first time you see Ben Stiller and he's like pumping up his fucking. The movie knew what it wanted to be, so it was ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like this one was like I have no idea what I want it to be.
Fuchs is in that movie. We never talk about that. Anyway, back to the machine. So you were definitely
I was disappointed.
you
And
were
I had no
disappointed.
expectation.
No.
Other than being comedians and writers, I was excited for this guy to be, just cool.
He's getting his.
He's
Yeah,
getting
he's
his.
getting his.
Let's
Yeah.
watch this.
Yeah.
This was one of the worst put together overall movies I've seen in the last 5 years.
Wow. I wouldn't even say that.
I'm gonna give it
Wow.
I'm gonna get like a 4.5.
What?
4.5 out of 10.
No, man. This was like a 6. This was solid. This
We
was
don't
a solid
differentiate
movie.
very often.
This is a solid movie. I don't think it was bad. I think compared to like Fast 5 or X, you know what I mean? Not Fast.
I would see the difference
You
of
know
those
what I
movies
mean?
are though. That
Like-
is to the point now that it knows it's ridiculous. This movie felt
That's true.
Felt like it was trying to
They
take
also
itself
didn't
more
have
serious.
10 machines, to figure that out. It's one that was supposed to be a movie based off the dude's life that they had to then
they had to make it
change
crazy.
to make it crazier based off his stand-up.
But then they only went like 3%.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
They turned that shit up to 4
It
on the
should
stove.
have been Harold and Kumar, fucking drugged up, A-list celebrities that
Yeah.
they're picking. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
just
Neil Patrick Harris. Yeah.
skydive to the President Bush's
Yeah.
ranch. All that ridiculous shit that's so stupid, but it makes sense in a universe where everything that's happening is stupid.
Yeah.
Not like, again, seriously, the title cards in the movie were slick as shit. It
They
felt
were
like
really
you're watching,
good. They were really good. It was like
the
Guardians.
cinematography was the part where they're like, there's like driving in the snow, or the planes fly with the smoke coming out, and it turns into two rails, and they're doing the coke.
It looks so
There's
good.
a bunch of badass
it looks
transitions
so good.
like that.
the plane trail, and it turns into doing lines.
And there's like another one where like there's a water shot, like a car drives over the water, and it turns into them like being into the train or whatever. And I'm like, there's some really good shots.
There's some really good shots.
But then it turns into, I'm gonna punch the neck hole.
Or I'm gonna slap this guy who's 300 pounds heavier than I am. So we can do a scene where I get slapped in slow motion, because every comedy movie needs to have one of those.
The one we've seen 1,000 times too.
Every comedy movie, yeah.
No, that was the point where I'm like,
face moves like
yep.
this.
I'm like, this movie won't make a 5 from that point forward. I was like, there's no coming back for you, movie. Like, that was it. And I have nothing else to say about this one.
That's not to say they've not had good animated movies,
right?
You know what I mean? Like Wish Dragon, that Aladdin ripoff was so good.
Hotel Transylvania 4, where they couldn't even get Adam Sandler to come back.
Love that movie.
Transformia
or whatever.
No, but